Alright, welcome back. Another 500 kilo challenge. This ship I call Beulah. Why do I call her Beulah? Because Beulah was the name given to the science vessel, the portable science station in Avatar that they took to the Hallelujah Mountains so that Jake could jack into his avatar. Well, that's what this is. The airship is separated from the science station. So it comes in, it drops off the science station. The science station's fully contained, it does all of its work. The airship comes back when it needs to pick it up or when it needs to move it to another location. This, it fits. Don't ask me how I fit it, because it was a challenge. Yeah. This is way bigger than it looks. It's a lot of stuff. It is 4 rooms this way, 1 room there, and 8 viewing rooms. It does have a door, it has 3 engines, it has 2 turbines, it has its own storage up here, 3 storage boxes, and then I have 3 storage boxes for the research station itself, 2 there and 1 up here. So this is the what's the paint color? I've already forgotten it. I'll have to grab the paint tool when I go upstairs and show you. So, you come in. You know what? When you use these viewing rooms, there's not a lot of walls. Things don't want to attach to the viewing room window very well, so there isn't a lot of quote wall space. So things like this that can't be mounted on a floor or a ceiling, you don't have much option for it. So the idea here is I made it look like, so this is, they're collecting storage, they're collecting samples, because it's a science station, right? I've got your analyzer. They're analyzing some material because we are at a greenhouse, so they're grabbing plants, they're grabbing, looling crickets to determine how the creatures are surviving when the humans all died. They have spare supplies all around, and maybe scratching off some of the paint. They're finding some of the issues with the viruses. So it's got all the things you would need. There's not a lot of luxury in here because there just isn't the weight for it. But I made it look nice and kind of messy. Unfortunately, you can't cross over this. You can be on it, but you can't be in both places at once. The devs really ought to fix that. It should be a straight, seamless line across that, but it isn't. So yeah, it's not too bad. I actually really like it. It's very easy to fly. You come up proper, and this one's a monotone paint. I used all the same paint just to kind of see what, and I dig it. I dig it. It looks different at different times. At nighttime, it's got a really cool color, kind of silver, not quite silver. You will notice I still have not found any of the new, at least 6 now, new special items that only spawn at the story locations. I also read on Discord those story locations are meant to only spawn once. 2 of them will spawn twice, and then they don't spawn again. But after, even though it's not a 100% spawn chance for the special items, they'll then spawn elsewhere, and I don't know how any of that works, so good luck, I guess. How do my light get turned off? So, standard kind of things. I didn't have anything new to bring to this one other than how I did that up there, because I'm just running out of ideas with the very few things we have, and I haven't figured out how to glitch anything else into anything else. And I don't have the space to do a lot of it anyway. Can't really do the water cooler in this one because of the curved walls. So, but it has all your basic stuff. I've got enough to do everything I need to do. I can get around this just fine. I had to minimalize as much as possible and drop off the railings anywhere possible. This doesn't have the bathroom in it because I just can't fit it. There is not enough weight. So let's go upstairs. one thing you'll notice, there are no walls at all upstairs. The idea was that, well, these supports attach to the research station and pick it up, lift off. Think the crawlers in the new Dune, same concept, where this is the airship that picks up the spice miners. Same concept. I don't love this, but I don't have any other option. I don't want the X's, and I had to keep the weight down as low as possible. Plus, I needed to be able to walk through it. For those that don't know, you can walk directly over this as long as you're not trying to go down it. Still have the docking plank. I put it up top because I have no catwalks. This is a direct landing. It's real easy. You just land, and as long as I can get out that back, or even if I can't get out the back, I climb in this, jump off, and then I can, or use this, and I can go down if I need to do that. And then I can just access it this way. So it's actually quite easy to get in and out of this, even with only having a rear door entry. Still have the 3 boxes up here. I really like this design. These 2 outer ones run lengthwise, and this is crossways, and you can still access them from right underneath. It's a really fantastic idea. Some of them are a little twitchy, but you can still get to them. Still have this concept where I put the box directly next to the machine. I leave it turned off because when I'm building, I don't have any more space. I don't need this thing full of 400 more for me to have to deal with. This works fine. I've tested it. It clears the bubble just fine. Engines, I still like this design, so I still kept it. I did try to remove these to save 8 more weight to use on something else. I just can't. There's no other way to put them because I have no walls. And since I have no walls, I'd have to attach them to this, but then it doesn't look like it's a separate device. Like the scheme or theme of what I'm doing is that this here is its own separate entity from this here. And I quite like it. I think this is actually probably how I'm going to run my 500 kilo ship from now on, because I keep one on the main game, the live game. Currently, it's still the Badger, which I do like. I like it, but I really enjoy this. And once I can get some of the special ones, I think this will be quite cool. I love having the turbines up front like that. Everything's just tucked right up underneath the airship, as tight as I can get it. I mean, it's literally as high as I can possibly get all those pieces, and tucked them. These overlap a little bit. Not too bad. It's not too noticeable. But yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed this one. Took me a long time to get it to build because, boy, the weight is tough. $498.5. The only luxuries I have is that chair and 2 floor lamps. Everything else is required to be in there, like the boiler, well, I say required. I'm requiring myself to test it out. I don't want to drop below 3 engines. It gets you to like 60 kph, and I just don't want to go that slow. But a 4th one is absurd. I don't care about that extra 4 or 5 kilometers per hour. I can still put the 3rd turbine on by taking out one of the workstations down there. And yeah, everything works. The only thing I could not fit, and that's because of the weight, is the water catcher. But quite frankly, I'm becoming less enamored with the water catcher because this right here has basically unlimited water. And there's one of these every, like, well, hell, there's another one right there. You know, so it's like, why do I care? The water catcher weighs 5. And if I'm trying to keep this... Yeah, if you got a big old ship, sure, why not have it? But when you're trying to keep this down to the base balloon, you can see in the top left, I still haven't expanded it, you've got to carefully consider the things you're putting in it. And the water catcher, to get 3 water, sometimes it goes through a whole rainstorm and only has 1 in it. I don't know if that's a bug or not, but yeah, I like it. I like this design. I like the idea, the kind of role play behind it, where it's a drop ship. It's cool. All right, thanks for watching, guys.